show you right now endless acres that recently been cleared of all their timber. And that area where you're talking about tonight, from there over to Leverett School and downhill, I remember when there were quail, wild white quail. Every state in the United States, including Arkansas, is trying desperately to bring back to a level of health. We don't need to allow so many huge standing trees to be destroyed. I don't know how many places right now in the city and in the outskirts are being cleared, but it's real easy to find it. One today, I noticed one tree that was left when the sale barn property was rezoned to allow those monstrous apartments that were later named the Grove. Well, only one tree on that site remains. Guess what? Today I looked at it and it's dead as a doornail. Because I made pictures all during construction. That one tree was selected to stay, and they parked machines under its, the heavy machines that operate, their pickup trucks, everything on those routes. So go by and look. It's right in the corner of, when you turn from up Government Avenue to the cemetery and turn, and there it is in the corner of those apartments. And it didn't live. So I'm hoping to hear what the urban forester says about this problem. Yes, we need to, the goals for 3030 are interesting, but some of the older goals like tree ordinance, streamside ordinance, the hillside overlay district, the protection of the watershed, our honor as a city, it's a wildlife community, a healthy habitat community, many things. One thing that's on the minds of quite a few people is there ought to be a zoning that protects soil, rich soil, not clearing every lot, red dirting it, and getting rid of the soil where people can grow a little garden. Popular nationally, it's not just a few places in Fayetteville where people are putting in gardens to grow groceries as well as protect wildlife habitat. So all these things go together. We don't want it to be just a super hot city. When 2020 comes, I won't be here. Maybe several of us won't be here, but anyway, will people really grow up? Right now all these people love apartments, student apartments, infills, great thing, practical purposes. But if we don't keep the soil, we don't keep the mature trees, keep them protected, you can't allow destruction of the roots. You've got to leave a wide berth around a healthy tree that you're trying to protect. It's got to have soil around it that will allow the water to soak in. It's got to have a range out there of its roots. The general rule is as wide as the canopy. And that won't be possible if you're building however many units we're talking about on this land. And it's pretty nice timber back there. I haven't walked back there in a long time. But anyway, I don't know. I guess if it were my family property, I'd be trying every way I could to keep the family together and some member of the family live there in that home site and protect the good qualities of that land right there. So rezoning it to something that could allow what downtown general could allow. This is a pretty amazing place that's been protected for a long time for good reasons. And we can't just go forward thinking about infill as the only goal. Discouraged sprawl, sure, but traditional town form doesn't turn out to be so good if the street gets so narrow that a fire truck can't get down it. And you've got on-site parking on each side of the street, all those things. And you've got to look at the whole picture. What will be the comfort level for people there in the future? Not just how we can get more revenue pouring into the city. That's a fine goal, but you drive down MLK in the last 2 days and you've got a wonderful new burger place, and police had to be out there directing traffic all day because it was so popular. And I don't know if I'll be able to afford it one day, but they may raise the prices after they see how desperate people are for them. Anyhow, thank you. I just want us to think ahead of the whole picture, right? Not just these limited things about zoning and so forth. There ought to be zones that protect nature.
Thank you, Aubrey. Anyone else?
Hi, good evening, Mr. Mayor. I'm Teresa Turk. I live at 1408 West Cleveland, which is 3 houses down from the proposed area we've been discussing. Tonight, I just want to share some of my concerns about issuing a downtown general permit. I think it's the wrong designation. I think a thorough review process needs to be implemented through the PZD process. I am very sympathetic to the landowners, and I respect that they want to do the right thing. But this area already is very dense. There's already a lot of traffic. It's very congested. Having one entry and one exit area right there with 54 units is going to be just going to add to the safety problems that we already have in that area. And you know, there's also, this is going to start to erode the neighborhood further. We have a lot of single-family dwellings in the University Heights neighborhood. There's some that are old historic homes, and this kind of development further erodes our neighborhood and creates an edge effect. So I just really would ask that you all deny this permit, the downtown general permit, and think about retaining the integrity of that neighborhood. That's the last area surrounding the university that is made up of single-family dwelling houses, primarily. Now, there's some exceptions, but that really is the last intact area around the university, and we really need to preserve that. We need to keep that kind of culture there. I believe it adds to the city of Fayetteville, a lot of people want to live here, and I believe it adds to the university presence surrounding and draw. So, thank you for listening to me tonight.
Thank you. Anyone else?